Yes, I got it.
You got
That's going to be good. All right. Well, what should we talk about?
Okay, let's talk about your profession.
Well, last 3 days I was recording a book called Brainstorm. It's the psychology of the teenage mind, written by a adolescent psychiatrist and teacher from UCLA. Very interesting, and I really learned some things that I didn't know before, but I also like to give back to the book while I'm learning. So I tried. I tried not to deliver it like a teacher, but like a psychotherapist speaking to a patient, or maybe a teacher who invites some of his prize students over to his off-campus home and has some drinks and sits them down on the sofa in the living room and talks about the thing that he specializes in, but in an informal setting. The whole story from the very beginning? Well, first of all, let's go back to the year 1979. I was living in Washington, D.C., working as an actor and a professional singer. And the time came for me to move to New York. So I just moved here, stayed with a friend in Brooklyn for a couple of months, I guess, until I found an apartment in New York. Moved to an apartment in the Upper West Side on 82nd Street. And couldn't really find much to do as far as being a singer or an actor in New York. It wasn't until a few years later, I did a few small things, that I got a chance to do some work for the New York Public Library, recording books. So 1994, I started getting a career as a book narrator. So I've been doing it for 20 years. That's a long time.
Well, it was 2011. I moved to here and started living in New York City.
Hi, you came to New York City in 2011.
And my friend was living there when I first came to New York City. I helped an artist to perform on Fifth Avenue. That was 1997. So I kind of really wanted to come here.
How do I get the job? Well, sometimes I'm sorry to say the holes in between assignments are very large, but the idea is to get on the rotating cast list of several different producers. So when a book comes in to a producer whom they think I would be suited for, they'll call me up at my home and ask me what my schedule is to come in and record the book. It's very competitive. For a long time, there were not many narrators doing the work that I do. There was a small group of narrators in New York. But now the industry has grown tremendously, and there are many, many people who are competing for the same few jobs.
And what kind of things did you like to draw?
I like to draw person's faces.
Strangers that you see on the street?
Oh, I did before. I asked many people to take a photo first, and then I draw, based on the photos, and that was kind of so enjoyable. Yeah.
Made my bed. My landlord is pretty good, but I pay the rent. But I'm one of the old tenants. So upstairs they probably pay 3 times what I pay. 3 times more.
Too much.
And the 4th floor they probably pay 4 times more. And next door, she has a very small apartment, but she pays a lot more than I pay. Because I'm one of the old ones. So they want to get the old ones out. My medication.
You taking all of them
Yes.
every day?
You see? No.
That time, so in my countries didn't have a commercial gallery. Really want, you are really passionate about your art. You want to show it, but what possibility you have? So maybe you go to gallery to ask, so we pay for it and to rent the gallery and to have my own exhibition by myself.
But I don't want to be in something that runs for years and years and years, and I just have a small thing in it. I don't want to compete for that, so that's not my interest anymore. The books are much more gratifying because they're all different kinds of books: travel, history, fiction, adventure, mysteries, stories. I've never done it. They say an actor's career is not complete until he works in a restaurant at least once. But I never have, so my career is not complete.
Do you think so?
Yes. No, taste is, wow, what you want to experience in your life.